Hello and welcome to Adventures Across. Today we're gonna show you what the garden looks like at the end of June. We started a permaculture food forest in its first year in Sedona, Arizona. Here we have some goji berry flowers, which I've never seen before in my life until today. And here is the main garden overall. It is just blooming like crazy, and our white clover is really taking over the aisles like we wanted it to. Right here we've got our yellow jelly melons, which are from Africa, I guess, but they seem to love the Arizona weather. They're just going ham on that trellis. And here we have our onions that are fattening up at their bases with some beans around them. And then here we have some tomatoes, heirloom tomatoes, that are just climbing up their little strings and reaching for the heavens. So are the cucumbers, which grow 4 inches every single day. Here's the tallest tomato, which is about 3 feet tall. Look at that beaut. And then here are the little tomatoes on the bottom. Surprisingly, we have peas still, even though it's 110 degrees outside. If I'm not mistaken, I thought peas hated the heat, but these seem to love it for some reason. All around the bases of the tomatoes, I have beets growing. This is the biggest one. And then here are the turnips, which are getting eaten alive by flea beetles, but the roots seem to be okay. In the distance, we've got some radishes flowering for next season. And then here's a nice borolato bean, which we're gonna pick and dry soon. A nice bed of basil and radishes in the background. Next to it are some peppers, which are not doing the best, except for this nice little banana pepper, which is the only one that we have so far. Sad, I must say. Then here we have our herb spiral. We've got some mint, some little cilantro, a calendula, some parsley, and a little tiny chive plant. Then over here we've got some chamomile, some lemon thyme, which really does taste like lemons, let me tell you. Then we've got this nice bush of oregano, a little tiny feverfew plant, and a rosemary plant to top it off. Here we've got some Thai basil on the left, which isn't doing the best, probably because it's not humid here. Then we've got regular basil and some blue corn that we're going to turn into flour maybe. And then we've got orich and Swiss chard, which has been our main harvest crop for this time of year. In my other videos, I talked about how I see cicadas literally everywhere. Here's one today that looks like a fairy. And we've got these carrots that have been growing since literally November, and they're finally starting to bulk up so we can pick them and eat them. Then this is a cheese squash. Looks more like a pumpkin. And then a few zucchini squash plants just popping out of the wood chips here. Here we have a little guild with nasturtiums, butternut squash, and sunflowers. This bed was terrible, and I didn't think these plants would live, but they're turning out to be some of the best growing plants we have. And our potatoes are finally starting to flower. Here is the patch of them in the distance. Ah, rainbows in the garden. Such a mystical experience. And these flowers, which never seem to die, they literally grow all year round, 12 months. And these too. These are called a horehound, and they're a native plant that the honeybees love. A mint relative, if you can't tell by their flowers. And then here is our shaded part of the garden. I will talk about this more in a future video. Here we are watering with a really old antique sprinkler that does wonders. Here's some super bitter lettuce that we really don't eat. And then behind it are beans. And here is our lime, our lonely lime. Some sweet corn surrounded by watermelon. Fill this bed up. Next to our wonderful peach tree. And this lone watermelon over by the pomegranate tree, which is doing really well, surprisingly. Here's some kale planted in straight up wood chips. And next to it, we've got some awesome zucchini that grow to be like 3 or 4 feet long, and they curl up into these little spirals. Then we have some more of those, along with kale and regular summer squash, zucchini. Hopefully they'll turn yellow and we'll get some soon. Some more various types of squash. I'm not sure what they are. And then I have some more of those pole beans in the center. Here's the lovely butternut squash again. At the base of a lot of our fruit trees we have Malabar spinach. And this tree in particular is our fig tree, which is doing super good, growing like a weed. And our last plant to showcase is our spearmint plant. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the end of the garden tour. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to see future garden tours and to see what else we're doing here on Adventures Across. We're always traveling and doing other cool things, so you're going to want to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.